First, let's pay to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the ceremony today, the protector Skanda Bodhisattva and the Venerable Sangharama Kwansen Dijun. Simu Tutan Siti Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the webcast. Our participating VIPs today are councilmen of the Hsinchu City, Council Chen, Council Wu, Council Li, Council Chen, Council Huang, and Council Lin. From the city of Hsinchu, the Social Affairs Department, Ms. Luo, and the Chief Secretary to the Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Madam, and the Mayor to the Husan neighborhood, Mr. Lin, the law advisors to the Tributary School, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, Mr. Luo, and Ms. Huang, Tributary School, Scholars Group, and Medical Group, the General Manager to the Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen, from Malaysia, Datuk Li Hai An, Latin Li Qing, and their daughter, Miss Li Qi, the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society, and the producers for the Great Perfection Dharma Heraja Exposition and the Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lien Yu, and the hosts to Lamde and the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lien Hai. From the CTI TV Taiwan, the producers for the Geni Diansang Xinten, Dharma Sisters Rebecca Shiyachi, and the owner of this restaurant, Guanglong, Mr. Yang. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Today, we had the ceremony of Skanda and Sangharama. At the beginning of the ceremony, someone saw that there were two eagles flying above this Guanglong conference hall. Not one, but two. So there's auspicious omens in the sky. So that meant that the Venerable Skanda and Sangharama are mighty. And continues. So coming to Hsinchu, we thought about Master Lien Zhen and the Fuyu Lizang Temple. And the Fuyu Lizang Temple in Hsinchu was also a disaster area because X was at the Fuyu Lizang Temple, and she started out here. But I knew that Master Lien Zhen of the Fuyu Lizang Temple was fully supportive of X. At that time, X told him, "Why don't you sell the Fuyu Temple and then give all your assets and bring your assets to San Francisco?" So where's Master Lien Zhen now? Right there. She asked you to sell Fuyu Temple and then to go to San Francisco with all the money. It's not just you. She said the same thing to many people. Okay, please be seated. And also the Hualien chapter. And also Liao Hechun from the Hualien chapter. The same with them. For the couple, they asked to quit their work and close the Hualien Center and then go to San Francisco. But they came back, and then he said that actually the chapter still exists. After he came back, he continued to run the chapter there. So Liao Hechun told the Grandmaster that the chapter is not dead. The chapter is still being run by him. And then my painting teacher, Miss Zhu Mulan, was also one of them. She got divorced from her husband, Oh Hao Nian, and then brought whatever she had to San Francisco. So my teacher, Miss Zhu Mulan, my painting teacher, and then later on her condition was not that good. And in Hong Kong, there was the wife of a wealthy man in Hong Kong. It was all the same. Get divorced from your husband. And she said, but my husband is really nice to me. But you get divorced. And she said, well, my husband did not have any affairs, and he's really good to me. But X said, you don't know that your husband is your karmic enemy from 3 past lives, that 3 or 5 years later you will be killed by him. So why don't you get divorced and then take half of the assets to San Francisco? So it's all the same story. And then Dharma Sister Rebecca Xu, who's seated at the front row, can also give a witness, right? She asks you to give all your property to her, right? So she followed her to the bank and then wrote the beneficiary of her account that X would get all of your property. So who would live longer? She will live longer or I will live longer? Of course you will live longer than she is. You know, you should have asked her to give you all her properties. She thought that she could ask everybody to give her their money. Where's Hanifa? Hanifa is in the translation room. And Hanifa helped Rebecca to resolve the beneficiary of the bank account. Now, take a look at Grandmaster Lu. Did Grandmaster Lu ever ask anybody to bring all your assets to Seattle and to ask you to give all your assets to me? Have I ever said that? Never. So there are lots of frauds in Taiwan, lots of scams. There are lots of charlatans or fakes in Taiwan. So be careful of your wallets. So Grandmaster has strength, because Grandmaster never asks for money from anybody. This is very important. You know, the Guanseng Dijun or Sangharama is a very loyal and upright official, and he teaches us about loyalty and righteousness, that as a human being you have to be righteous to your friends, and you want to become a person of integrity. At the Jit Emperor temple, the Jit Emperor gave me 2 words, and they are loyalty and righteousness. And you want to be upright or righteous. This is a homophone in Chinese. In the Bible, in Christianity, it's been mentioned that you want to be an upright person, which means someone that follow the norm, the rules. and integrity. So as a person of integrity, you don't lie. You don't boast. It's not just blowing your horn. Acts is like blowing the dragon's horn. She said that she claimed that she had been cultivated for 30 million years, so that was the era of the dragon. I mean, of the dinosaurs. Era of the dinosaurs. So as a spiritual cultivator, let me tell you, as a yogi or yogini, as a sadhaka or the tantric practitioner, your soul and spirit is infinite. But your materialistic realm is limited. Your lifespan is limited. And your existence in the world is limited. Your family is also limited. Your siblings are limited. Your parents are limited. All the physical and materialistic phenomena are limited. But there's only one thing that is limitless, is the realm of the spirit or the soul. So for spiritual cultivators, we have the limitless or infinite realm of the soul or spirit. So we will not care about those stuff. We don't care about status and positions. We don't care about name and fame. We don't especially care so much about our physical bodies, but it's best to be healthy in order to cultivate spiritually. So these are the key points. All the materialistic world and the development stage is limited, it's not permanent. Only the realm of the spirit is infinite. So yogi, yogini, tantrika, sadhaka should know, especially in the spirit world, that you are able to control or manage your own body so that you can be upright. Like the protector Skanda Bodhisattva, he is the protector or guardian of the Buddha Dharma, of the holy teachings. So the protector Skanda or Weituo in the future is one of the Buddha, of the 3,000 Buddhas, and his name is the Buddha Ruchika. There are three prima donnas, I mean the three key Buddhas, the three leaders of the Buddhas. One is the lotus light Buddha, which is Sariputra Buddha, that leads 1,000 Buddhas. And Sariputra is Padma Kumara. So Hua Guang Buddha or lotus light Buddha is Sariputra. Do you know Sariputra? At the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, Sariputra was one great disciple with number one wisdom. Do you know what Sakyamuni Buddha told Sariputra? Amitabha Sutra. He especially talked about the Amitabha Sutra, the great Amitabha Sutra, the minor Amitabha Sutra, the Sutra of the infinite life. They are all spoken to the Sariputra. And Sariputra is the same as the lotus-like Buddha, and their origin is Amitabha Buddha. And Sariputra is also Padma Kumara, or the lotus youth. And second leader is Maitreya Buddha. In the future, Maitreya Bodhisattva will descend under the dragon flower tree and give Dharma teachings. And he would widely deliver innumerable sentient beings. And he is the future Buddha Maitreya, the one who would attain Buddhahood in samsara. And third is the Venerable Skanda. How is he? He is the Buddha Ruchika. In the future, when he becomes a Buddha, it's called the Ruchika Buddha. And in Chinese, it's written as Luo. Luo. Zi. That character, the Chinese character. And I have told you before about the Weituo or Skanda Bodhisattva. You know, at that time when Sakyamuni Buddha entered into Parinirvana, at the cremation place, one of the 8 holy places, what was it called? The name of the cremation place of Sakyamuni Buddha? Right. The name of the place is Kushinaga. It's a holy place of Sakyamuni Buddha. And after the cremation, there were so many sariras. Sarira. And there was a monster with rapid feet, which is a monster that ran very fast. And he went there and took the sariras and ran away. And all the arhats could not keep up with the rapid feet monster because the monster ran really fast. And he disappeared very quickly. So the arhats were just dumbfounded, didn't do anything. But Skanda Bodhisattva, by using his divine power of swift movement, he flew and captured the monster and brought back all the sariras of the Buddha. That was the protector, Skanda, Venerable Bodhisattva, the Venerable Protector, Skanda Bodhisattva. So at the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, Skanda Bodhisattva already existed. Of course, not Sangharama, but Skanda did. During the era of Sakyamuni Buddha, and the times of Sangharama, which is the era of the 3 kingdoms in China, were they during the same era, the same time frame? Sakyamuni Buddha was about 2,600 years ago. Check on it. I know Sangharama was from the era of the three kingdoms, Liu Wanzan. How many years ago was he? It's not from the same era. No need to check. So Kwanzang Dijun was born a little later. He came from China. Which decade? So the Sangharama was from 1800 years ago. And Buddha's era was 2600 years ago. So Sangharama has not been born yet during the Buddha's time. But today I will teach the key formula, the mantra. That was the mantra of Skanda. That was the mantra of Sangharama. You can do this practice, recite his mantra and visualize them. You know, Skanda is holding the demon subduing scepter. And Sangharama is holding the halberd with the white blade and the green dragon. And Skanda has the divine power for swift movement. And Sangharama, he has the red horse that can chase the wind. They're both very fast. So Sangharama has a very fast red horse, and Skanda has the divine power of swift movement that can chase the wind. They're both related to the wind. They symbolize that their movement is as fast as the wind. Recently in Europe, there was some windstorm. What was the speed? Over 100 miles per hour. How severe of a windstorm is that? I don't know. I don't know either. I saw it in the news that Europe was devastated by the windstorm of over 100 miles per hour. I remembered 四眼一次郎 from Japan, and he sang a song of like the wind speed of 40 miles per hour. And they thought that 40 miles per hour of wind is already so bad. But the windstorm in Europe, it's 100 miles per hour. So the speed of the wind is 17th, right? Whatever. That it could topple all the trucks and cars. So today, if you're not here, if you don't have empowerments, sorry for you. Let me tell you, Master can soul travel at night to go to anywhere with just one thought. This thought is faster than the wind. So if you want to learn to soul travel really fast like that, let me tell you a secret about it. Yesterday, I told you at night, before sleep, I would pray. I want to see a person, and then I close my eyes. I pray to her, to my Divine Mother in heaven. Tonight, I want to see someone. After I finish praying, I go to sleep. Then I was able to fly and see that person. So let me ask you, are you able to do that? Just pray to your yidam that tonight I want to see someone, and then you would be able to fly to that person, to that place, and meet with her. So, can you do it? Do you sleep with your shoes on? Some people sleep with their socks on because they're afraid of cold. 师母 told us that if one day she dies, please remember to put socks on her feet, because her feet are often cold, so she sleeps with socks on. The issues here is on the feet. So the monsters with the rapid feet and the Venerable Protector Skanda Bodhisattva, his divine power of swift movement, and then the red horse of the Sangharama. So the feet of the horse, not the feet of Sangharama. So when you pray to the Sangharama, you need to remember to buy paper money with the name Jama. Jama, ma like horse. Jia yi bing ding the jia. So when you do the practice of Sangharama and you have attainment, then Sangharama will listen to you and you listen to Sangharama. And then you can tell him that tonight I want to see a friend. And then you tie the jama on your feet. And you recite a mantra. The mantra for chasing the wind. It's not Atlas feet, okay? But it smells like it. yang, yang. So you recite these 5 words. Yang, 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 yang. So after you tie the jama on your feet, and then your soul will leave your body, and you would ride on this jama or the jia horse, and you would get to wherever you want. And you would be able to see your friend. So this is simple, the brief introduction to it. But one key formula, Om Chelan Siddhi Hom for Sangharama. And you need to recite his mantra and visualize Sangharama and form his mudra. Just now, they said it's Vajaklap's mudra, but there's another mudra. So that was the mudra for both Sangharama and Skanda. And this mudra symbolizes that they are holding the demon subduing scepter and the green dragon halberd with the white blade knife, or called Quan Gong halberd. So you recite the mantra and you visualize them, visualize Sangharama until you gain spiritual responses with him, and then you can buy the jama and tie it on your feet, and then you can pray to Sangharama and say, I want to go to Africa. And then immediately in your dream, you would be riding on the red dust horse that chased the wind, and you would fly above Africa, and whichever country you want to go to, you would go to Kenya, to the Ivory Coast, to South Africa. Then you would get there. If you want to go to Nigeria, then you would get there. And also to Lithuania. So you would have such ability once you gain yogic response with Sangharama. But the issue here is you have to have the yogic union. So, because he's riding on the horse that can chase the wind, so you can also go anywhere to Europe. You don't have to buy tickets. You can just tie the jama on you. And the mantra that you have to recite is yang, 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 yang. Before you go to sleep at night, you close your eyes and say yang, 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 yang. But not the atlas feet, for a joke. Then in your dream, you would be able to soul travel around Europe. This is real. This is what Sangharama told me directly. As long as you tie the jama, paper money, on your feet, then you would be able to do it. This is a very important key formula, okay? Please don't tell anybody. This is very important. with his mantra, Om Chelan Siddhi Hom, and visualize Sangharama. It's very easy to visualize his Quan Gong with the red face. When we were small, we said, red Quan Gong, white Lao Ping, the black Ding Hui. The white Lao Pei, Liu Bei, that's the leader. And the black Deng Hui, red Quan Gong, white Liu Bei, and the black Zhang Fei. So Sangharama is very easy to visualize. There are many people enshrine and worship Quan Gong at home. You have a vivid impression of him. You would be able to visualize him as soon as you close your eyes. The shrine in Taiwan, at the center Guan Yin, at the dragon's side is Quan Gong, and on the other side is Ma Zhu, and then Guan Yin at the center. So we have a strong, vivid image of Quan Gong. And then he's holding the long halberd with the white blade knife with the moon shape on it. And then visualize him, recite his mantra and form his mudra. And one day, if Quan Gong appears and tells you that you have gained yogic union, then you can just buy the Jia paper money. You don't have to buy plane tickets, and you can go anywhere in the world. So let me tell you the one formula. For the Venerable Skanda, he told me, you have to recite Om Ve To Tien To Maha Tien To Soha. That's his mantra, and you form the same mudra. Then he descends. He comes. Let me form this mudra for you. Just now, Sangharama descended first. I was talking about Skanda, but it turned out Sangharama came first. And then Sangharama was in front of you, and then approached me and entered into me. So I could gain yogic union with these two deities. Of course, by praying, I can go anywhere. So let me tell you how to do Skanda's practice. By performing the Dharma practice, reciting his mantra, visualize Skanda, form his mudra, and practice until he can come to you and enter into your body and tells you that you have been in yogic union with me. Then you use the red cinnabar ink, and you take a brush and you write a syllable, I don't know if this is right or not. The circle actually is just a dot. How do you pronounce this? It's not clear. So give me a paintbrush. How do you pronounce this character? Ha. Ha. That's right. It's ha. Master Lianzi recited ha. That's right. At night, when you sleep, wherever you want to go to, you use a paintbrush and dip it in the red cinnabar ink, and then you write this ha character at the sole of your feet. It's best to write it clearly. So you write this ha character on your soles, and you recite the mantra ha 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 he. Which is what we often recite inside the 100 syllable mantra. And after finishing reciting the mantra, you pray to Skanda. You know, because I have no money, I want to go to Europe, I want to go to Italy, to Milan, I want to go to France, to see the Eiffel Tower, I want to go to London, to see the Westminster Palace. Oh, or the Louvre Palace, that's in France. Okay, my geography is failing. And I want to go to England, and to London to see the river, I want to go to Holland to see the windmill, to Amsterdam, to Rotterdam. I want to go to Belgium, France, Holland, Denmark. I want to go to Switzerland, to Sweden, to Iceland, to Norway. I want to go see the Ambassador Daniel Liao. He's in Sweden. It's very easy to see him. And then just draw the Ha character at the sole of the feet, and you recite Ha 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 He. Then immediately you would be able to see Ambassador Liao. So it's that amazing. Huh? Oh, write it at the at the back. You know, the ball of the sole of your feet. Once you gain yogic union, you know the speed of the wind, but his swift movement is just like the wind. Very swiftly you would get there. Do you know? The character Ha, it means wind, and Yang also means wind. In Lang Yang Kang, Yang 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 Yang. That's also wind. It's also the wind. So Sangharama teaches us to use the jama paper money to tie it on your feet, because he's riding on the horse, and then we would be able to fly. Do you know, at the Rainbow Villa there's the heavenly horse peak at the front door. When you open the door, you would be able to see the heavenly horse peak. It's the left heavenly horse. Once you ride on that heavenly horse, you would be able to go all over the world, the whole earth. Let me tell you a secret, a very important secret. If I want to go to the Western paradise, to all the Buddha lands in the 10 Dharma realms, to see the Maha double lotus ponds, this is the key formula. For Skanda, is by writing the character Ha, and for Sangharama is to tie the jama paper money on it. If you can't buy the jama paper money, you can write it jama. Then you would be able to get there. So it's not only in samsara, in the Saha world, you can even go to the Buddha lands. Who could have told you that? So I asked Skanda and Sangharama to teach me the key formulas. One is the horse or Ma, and the other one is the Ha. And they both symbolize wind. Ha 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 ha. Yang, 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 yang. So now you understand? So Grandmaster last night also soul travel. When this week I soul traveled twice. And last night too. Where did I go last night? It was a very remote park. There were lots of beautiful houses next to the park. I went very far. I flew to a park. It's in the Western countries. I saw a few grand houses. Was that Yellowstone Park? So I flew last night to the Yellowstone National Park. And last week I flew the tall buildings, and I was above the tall buildings and looking down, and the cars were like ants on the ground. I was standing up in the sky, and I saw lots of insects, which are the cars, and the ants, which is like the people. See, so free and happy. Can I fly? See, I was flying in the sky, and I saw lots of insects and ants and lots of tall buildings, and I was flying all over. So last week twice. So once you master this Dharma practice, then you can be the wind chasing red horse, and then you would also have the divine power of swift movement of Skanda Bodhisattva, and you would be able to soul travel and fly in the sky every night. Please raise your hand if you can fly in your dream. Can you? Have you flown? Because you have dreams at night, and in your dreams you fly, right? All of you have, right? So you're fine then, you don't need to learn anymore. So if you can fly in your dreams, or if you want to see someone, then it will be easy for you to master it. So that's what I'm teaching you today. So can you do it now? On your feet, you tie the jama, paper money on it. That's taught by Sangharama. And Skanda, you write a Sanskrit character Ha using the red ink, cinnabar ink, or Chu Sa. Or you write the character Jama, whichever one you prefer, you can choose. Once you gain yogic union with them, then you will be able to do it. You can go to the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds in heavens. You would be able to see Grandmaster there. You would be able to see the Dharmakaya of Grandmaster Lu at the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds, waiting for you to come I would meet with you. You know, X always said that she soul traveled to go to Mahatrin Lotus Ponds to have meetings with Grandmaster. But let me tell you, I was all alone there. If you could come to meet with me, I would praise you. But you are lying. You said that you went up there, but I didn't see you there. How could you say that you had meetings with me? And she said that she soul traveled to Tahiti to see me, and she said that she saw me wearing short pants, strolling or walking about on the beach. But I only went to Tahiti once, for 1 day, 1 week. And she said that she saw me in Tahiti, but at the time I wasn't in Tahiti anymore. So she must have seen someone else, or she was just blowing her horns. Or just blowing dinosaurs' horns. You know, the Skanda Bodhisattva is ha-syllable practice. You've never learned it, and you've never learned the Dharma or the Jia horse of Sangharama. So how could you have soul traveled? Okay, but this Dharma practice, okay? Otherwise she would probably tie the Dharma too, or write the ha syllable. Just ignore her. She's just boasting, lying. So it's such a good affinity to be able to teach about Skanda Bodhisattva and Sangharama, Venerable, that they told me their secrets. So after you receive the empowerment later, if you want to be able to move swiftly, then you will be able to do it. Either Skanda or Sangharama, they both have this secret practice of swift movement. Yesterday, I mentioned about Hanifa's mother. That was very real. But I forgot one thing. Hanifa's mother recited the Grandmaster's Tutguru mantra, that her altar became a huge white lotus. I forgot to say it yesterday. Hanifa told me that when Hanifa was with her mom in Malang, Indonesia, her mom told her that during her practice, she saw her altar to become a huge white lotus blossom. Very beautiful. And Hanifa felt that what she said was truthful because her mother and father never lied. They were very honest. They were teachers in Indonesia, in the Chinese schools. They were poor and simple teachers. And they lived in the house bought by Hanifa from her earnings in America. She bought it for about $300,000 US for her parents. and her father had sariras, and her mother also had sariras. And her mother said that the whole altar became a huge white lotus blossom. And Hanifa believed that her mother said truthfully, because she knows that her parents were very honest, would not tell a lie. And her mother could see the white lotus blossom. So she's destined to become a bodhisattva. And I consulted spiritually, and she's attained the 7th ground of bodhisattvahood. So I just want to add to it. And I hope that all of you can learn from it. Actually, let me tell you, in Tantrayana, there is this statement: if you gain yogic union with one Dharma, then you would gain yogic union with many Dharma. If you feel that you have gained spiritual union with a certain deity, then you can tell that deity that I want to practice the Dharma of Skanda, I want to be able to soul travel. You tell your yidam, then immediately, very quick, you would be able to gain yogic union with Skanda. And also very quickly, you would be able to gain spiritual union with Sangharama. So very fast, you would be able to master or to learn from the key formula, and quickly you would be able to soul travel, you would be able to fly. And wherever you want to go, you tell to your yidam, to Skanda, to Sangharama, and you will be there. It truly is that way. So now at night, before sleep, I would say, Wang Seng Fo Guo, being reborn in the Buddha land, leaving behind all suffering, Namo Amitabha. And then I would recite my Divine Mother in heavens, Golden Mother, Golden Mother, Golden Mother. Afterwards, I would recite Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name of Amitabha Buddha. Om Amitevase 3 times. That merit dedication. May all who uphold the Buddha be born in the Western paradise, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death like the Buddha. May we liberate all. Om Ami Devase, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Sisi So Soha. Om Sisi So Soha. You don't know what this mantra is. It's the mantra of Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. Those are the mantras. Om Amidevase, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Sisi So Soha. And then you recite Om Ahum. With Om, the white light shine forth. With Ah, the red light shine forth. And Hum, the blue light shines forth. And there's 3 color lights in the sky. And then you recite Pang, and they become a net. Red light, white light, and blue light. And gradually descend upon you. It's like a net covering your bed and you. So that's the clear light Dharma practice. I would always do this. And inside the net, I would pray to my Divine Mother in heaven. that tonight I want to go to a certain place, or I don't want to go anywhere and I would fall asleep, or I want to go someplace. You tell your yidam in the sky, in heavens, where you want to go or whom you want to meet, then you would be able to see him or her, and you would fly to that place. So every night, that's how I practice. So I tell you all my secrets. When you lie down, being reborn into the Buddha land, leaving behind all suffering, Namo Amitabha. You pray, Golden Mother, please be in charge. Golden Mother, please be in charge. Golden Mother, please be in charge. Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and Ami Devase. Om Ami Devase. Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. Om Ami Devase. Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. Om Ami Devase. May Allah uphold the Buddha be born into the Western paradise. Be paying fourfold generosities from above and aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. Your disciple, Lu Sang Yen, dedicate the merit. Om Ami Devase, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Sisi So Soha. Om A Hum Pe Bang. And the net of light descends to cover all of you and your bed, and then you pray to your yidam. Every night, this is what I do. Now I tell all my secret to you. Sorry, I'm Taiwanese, so I use Taiwanese to say it. But it's the same. Whatever language you can speak Chinese, I use the Hiking Guan Sutra in Taiwanese. I always use Taiwanese to chant. Even when I recite the sutra, I use Taiwanese. And I recite it very fast, like chasing the wind. And it's imprinted on the brain, and I would invoke all the 8 great Bodhisattvas. Guan Yin, Samantabhadra, Manjusri, Kshitigarbha, Maitreya, Rakasakarpa, Manjusri, Riskambi, Kshitigarbha. So that's what I decided, how I decided it, invoking the 8 great Bodhisattvas. What time is it? It's time for dinner. It's almost 5. I haven't even told the jokes. Haven't even told the jokes. So no jokes for today because I make jokes of myself. So let me tell all of you. What Grandmaster says are all truthful. So the homework I do on bed is like that. I don't boast and I don't blow my horns. Today, what Skanda Venerable told me, his secret, and Sangharama, the Venerable Sangharama also told me his secret, which I shared with all of you. Everybody can tell everybody else except X. Okay? Right? Oh, money, pay me home.